and the laryngopharynx. So the lining mucosa also would be different in the different regions of the pharynx, right? What would be the lining epithelium in the region of the nasopharynx? Respiratory epithelium. And what is that? What type of epithelium? Pseudostratified ciliated columnar epithelium with goblet cells. Okay? And then when you go down, move towards the oropharynx, the epithelium becomes more stratified. It becomes stratified squamous, non-keratinized variety of epithelium. Now here you can see, look at the transition here in low part. This is the region of the nasopharynx. Okay. Now as we move down towards the oropharynx, you can see how the epithelium thickens down. Look at this. Can you appreciate this? This is the stratified squamous non-keratinized epithelial lining in the region of the oropharynx. Now let us come here to the upper portion here. This is the region of the nasopharynx here, where you see the respiratory type of mucosa. Let's see under high part. Here you can see this is the pseudostratified ciliated columnar variety of epithelium which is in the region of the nasopharynx, and you can see the surface cilia. Can you appreciate here the fuzzy appearing cilia which is lining the top of the respiratory epithelial lining. When I change the fine focus, you can see the cilia which are lining. So this is pseudostratified ciliated columnar variety of epitheliums. What is this region here? Pale. What are these cells here? These are the goblet cells, right? What do they secrete? The goblet cells? They secrete mucus. And what type of glands are they? Can we call them as glands? Yes, these are unicellular type of glands. Goblet cell is a unicellular variety of glands which secretes mucus. Right? So this is the respiratory epithelium in the region of the nasopharynx. Okay, and then you can see this is the region of the lamina propria there. And then you can see these are the glands. Okay, these are the glands which are present in the nasopharynx. Now coming on to the region of the oropharynx here, you can see the mucosa has become stratified. This is stratified squamous non-keratinized variety of the epithelium lining the region of the oropharynx. Okay. So we moved down from the nasopharynx. We have come down towards the oropharynx where the epithelium has become stratified squamous non-keratinized variety of epithelium. So this is the lamina propria, and then you can see these are the glands, and deep to the glands you can see these are the skeletal muscle fibers. Look at the striations in the skeletal muscle fiber. Can you all appreciate that? Cross striations. Look at the screens when I am changing the fine focus. Can you see? Look at the region of the arrow. See, when I change the fine focus, you can see the cross striations. Right? Right? So this is a skeletal muscle fiber, and look at the peripherally placed multiple nuclei, and they will also show branching. Okay? So this is the slide of the pharynx. You have your slide box will go from the human to the periphery. So this zone, what you see here, this is the zone of the mucosa. This is the mucosal layer. slide is not so good. Let me show you the other slide. Alright, so this region what you see here, this is the region of the mucosa. So here the pointer is placed at the epithelium, then you have the lamina propria, then this is the muscularis mucosa, which is made up of smooth muscle fibers. Deep to the muscularis mucosa, this is the layer of submucosa, which is made up of loose connective tissue fibers, and deep to the submucosa you can see this is the muscularis externa, and normally the muscularis externa has an inner circular layer lining and the outer longitudinal. The circular muscle you can see the spindles very well, the fasciculi or the muscle spindles are seen, you can appreciate this, whereas in the longitudinal arrangement you can only see the cross section of the fibers. Why? Because suppose if this is a ball, just imagine this is a tube, and if I slice the tube like this, the circular muscle fiber you can see the spindles well, but the longitudinal fibers will be arranged like this in the tube. So when I cut the longitudinal fibers, you will only see the cross section. Okay, so that's why you can see the cross section of the longitudinal muscle fibers, and then this is the region of the adventitia. Okay, it's not so well seen in this slide, and there are two nerve plexuses in the entire GI tree. One is a submucosal plexus, which is known as the Meissner's plexus, and another plexus of nerve is placed in the muscularis externa, which is the Myenteric plexus. Okay, Myenteric plexus. So coming to the mucosa, the epithelial lining. What is epithelial lining? It is stratified squamous non-keratinized variety of epithelium which is lining the esophagus. Okay. In the human it is non-keratinized, but some of your slides you might also see a layer of keratin. So if it is taken from a lower animal, you can see a thin layer of keratin. Why? Because these animals have lot of roughage in their food. Whatever they eat, they have lot of roughage. Okay, so that's why for the protection their lining is keratinized. But in the humans it is stratified squamous non-keratinized variety of epithelial lining, and deep to that you can see this is the lamina propria. The lamina propria is made up of fine connective tissue fibers. Sometimes you can see diffuse lymphoid tissue there in the lamina propria, and also presence of glands. Okay, some glands can also be present in the lamina propria. Now deep to the lamina propria is the muscularis mucosae. Okay, it's made up of smooth muscle fibers. The muscularis mucosa is not so well developed in the upper 1/3 of the esophagus. Now as you go down from the middle 1/3 to the lower 1/3, it is very well distinctly seen. So here you can see these are the smooth muscle fiber, cross section of the smooth muscle fibers of the muscularis mucosae. Now deep to the muscularis mucosae is the submucosa. You can see this is the connective tissue. You see lots of connective tissue, blood vessels in the submucosa, and if you can see, if you scan your slide, you will also see the Meissner's plexus. The submucosal plexus or the Meissner's plexus. Here you can see this is a venule. Later when you are seeing your slides, I will try to focus the submucosal plexus. And deep to the submucosa you can see here, these are the smooth muscle fibers, the inner circular layer and the outer longitudinal lining of the muscularis externa. Inner circular and the outer longitudinal lining of the muscularis externa. Now, what you should remember in the esophagus, in the muscularis externa, this muscularis externa, in the upper 1/3 of the esophagus is composed of the skeletal muscle fibers. Okay, the muscularis externa in the upper 1/3 of the esophagus is made up of skeletal, voluntary muscle fibers. In the middle 1/3, it is